afternoon, subscribers, guests, strangers, whoever it might be in any part of the world. It is great to have your company here today on my channel. And it is that time of the month again when we're going to be talking about yield farming opportunities again. And before we jump into the vast selection that I have selected for February, it needs to be said that yield farming always been very high risk from two different factors. One is obviously liquidity pools and exit scams and rug pulls, but also from the perspective that these investments can go significantly down really fast. And so understand the risks before you jump into these projects, because I have not vetted them and I have very small experience with some of them personally. So take what you will, get a second opinion from someone who has used them, maybe have somebody look at their codes and etc. But let's get started here. So we got a very interesting bunch this month. So first we're going to be starting with Kebab Finance, and this is actually on Tron. And this is kind of like a part of a more of a bigger ecosystem. And there is a very nice, first of all, it's the interface that I understand what's going on, the contracts, the staking fees, the APYs, the amount stake. There's so much information here. And this is what, by the way, every yield farming should look at and strive to be, giving the information to the user, know what they're doing, because yield farms can be a bit misleading when they talk about APYs and people maybe don't have an understanding on what's going on, but there's so much data going on here. And the percentages can be pretty good for some of these, hovering around 300%. And that's something that 500 even for this one. BTT actually has been doing fairly well in the last couple of days. I think it's like 30% up or something. So it's interesting. And here we got Sun Pool, which is by the 6,000%. So there are single pools here. I love single pools, guys. I love single pools because it allows me to participate without having the risk of impermanent loss. Now, there's also a website known as the Gswap, which is the other part of the ecosystem, which has kind of like its own liquidity here, and staking is available, and there's many things here, EFTs. These are, I guess, like other ones which are working, so definitely look into these as well. And then there's what's called Yume, and I guess this is these are staking pools. And there's a referral program. I'm gonna leave that link down below if you're gonna be participating on this. I might do a full review on this project perhaps in the future to give a bit of a better look into it, but basically it's trying to be another Gswap, and I think 1inch is coming into Tron, so it's gonna be a blast to have this sort of a multiple swap sites, and you can find the best prices. But moving on, we have a new player in town, and tomorrow I hope to have time to talk about, video will be titled something between the lines of Ethereum killers, because there's so many people who are trying to get piece of that pie right now, and Ethereum is going through the congestion, and all of this Binance Smart Chain, for example, has been gained so much recently due to the fact that Ethereum's failings and the Ethereum's ecosystem just is too ignorant to do changes and adapt layer 2 solutions and other types of fixes to combat the gas, and that's being seen as a negative and positive for everybody else. Now, the newest player is called Huobi Eco Chain. It's called Huobi, or what is it? Het, I think, and they have kind of entered to the market. Huobi token is something that I'm going to be buying. It's currently at like $10 or something. But if we follow the Binance suit, it's going to go to $100 maybe. So Huobi token is the new token. It can be accessed on the MetaMask. I will be probably doing an individual video on the Huobi at some point on the in this week or so. And basically there are a couple of projects here with 400% approximate apparently. On some of these, and the Huobi chain, obviously, because it's a Ethereum fork, so the fees are very minimal. We're talking about sub 1 cent here, obviously, and there's a lot of already coins here. We have, I think this is Tether Gold. No, there's USDT. I don't know why they used the Tether Gold icon. They should definitely change that. Litecoin is here, Bitcoin Cash. So there's been already a lot of currencies which have been bridged over to the ecosystem, the Huobi chain, and then there's the swap DEX that they have built it out obviously here, which is trying to be the next ecosystem. So definitely worth looking into and worth researching into. I'm very new to this still, and I hope to do more content about Hecko in very soon. And then we have Hilda, which is also in. I was actually featured in here, one of the pools. I think there was a Hilda in the very bottom. Here you can see, so 500% for that. And Hilda is like a lending staking platform, kind of somewhat related to all of these things we're basically talking about here today. And basically something you want to maybe look into and participate through the platform. So here are some of the interest rates you could get on the blockchain, something you want to look into. But I thought I would be mentioning this on the side since the Huobi chain is kind of coming up. And next moving, we're going to be going into the Binance Smart Chain. So let me actually change my MetaMask thing. So these are pretty easy to add, and you can find the guides to add the real actual addresses and everything. So we have $, and $, has been also algorithmic stable coin. Kind of, I guess it's kind of like I don't know what to actually refer to. It's not actually Pickle Finance. That's a bit different. It's not actually a stable coin. But so the $, shares, there's a lot of different things here. Seniorage, some people are familiar with that. I can't remember what the term means actually right now. So inflationary rewards. Then there's the banks, and here are the farms. Basically, these are going through the pancake swap. So DBO and BNB. I always think that stablecoin pairings are pretty good for farming. I think they have a bit of a less of a risk in my opinion. There's also banks here. APRs are pretty huge. 500%, 897%, 478. There's bonds even, and regulations. I don't know what this is about. And then there's a platform called BEarn. And this is another thing that I almost should do like a individual video. So they have like a BEarn has a Ethereum side of yield farming, and then they have Binance farms. So there are two different farms going on here. Here we got 1,000%, which is pretty huge. So let's see if this actually shows us the all farms here. What are the percentages actually? People are probably very interested in that. Okay, let's see. We're going to be connecting. Is this the... Okay, this is the Ethereum chain. I'm not going to be going through that. But here are the 4 chains for deposit things. So, some of them are very good. 100x for Pancake, BFI, and BNB. So, nice percentages. And apparently they have some type of a casino here coming out, and referral system. I'm going to leave those below in case you want to support me, guys. But moving on, we have another Binance one called the Monster Slayer Finance. This one is kind of interesting also visually when you think about it. And they have a bank. Let's unlock the wallet here, MetaWise, and here we have 3 pairs, 4,000 APR here, 3,000 and 2,000 percentage on MSS with PUSD, and what are these? Yeah. So I don't know exactly what this project is about. I guess it's some type of a game or something. Let's go into the actual dApp here. What is this exactly about? So this is some type of a game, I guess. And when there's something involved, or yeah, it seems to be a game of sorts. And when there's something like that involved behind the yield farming side, that builds not only trust but also a lot of interest for possible put real long-term potential on this. So this looks pretty nice. I gotta maybe take a closer look at this as well in the future. But let's move on. We have Kebab Finance, which has been doing pretty hugely. Some people have expressed some concerns about the project. I don't want to say that it won't rug pull or anything like that, but when you look at projects and you see like branding and everything, it usually kind of says that this is actually a real project, came here to stay, doing a lot of things. And basically, Kebab Finance has pretty huge APYs here on some of these pairings. It's currently at $11. A lot of these pancake, cake, bakery swap, a lot of these have been seeing extreme amount of gains in the last couple of days, and it's huge in my opinion. And some people can make a really lot of money. Make sure you remember me if you're going to be making gains, because I don't actually have the time to go through absolutely every of these yield farming. There's so many things going on, and I wish I had money to participate on everything, but I just don't have the time and the resources for everything that I'm going to be covering on this channel. But now let's move into our last couple of ones. So we have actually a one on Ethereum as well. I haven't forgotten you guys. I know Ethereum is still big. I've had my reservations about Ethereum on the channel, and I still keep those, and I have explained my reasonings for that. But for those who have immense big bags, they might want to look into Mushroom Chain, or Mushroom Finance. And this is one of those kind of projects which have been doing fairly well. It's been partnered up with this other project, which I will be talking about in a second, which seems very bullish. And there are different APYs here. 600% seems to be the highest one for Ethereum and Mushroom. And we have a lot of different pairings here: Maker, Mirror Finance, Compound, etc. So, and I guess this is single staking, I guess. Oh, that's very good. But I'm totally like priced out from any on Ethereum, sadly. I would like to, but it's just the way it is, and I'm just gonna lose more money, and the risks on losing the gas and everything it's just huge. And the cover rewards mining, so there's something also here going on with amazing huge percentages, but definitely one of the more bigger ones on Ethereum right now. And they were partnered with this Gswap Finance, a Gswap, and this seems actually very, very exciting project, which is they want to tokenize like all game assets or something. These are CSGO assets, as far as I know, and I don't know how they're gonna be doing it. Wax had something similar on the first, and this might be something that I might even buy when I get the chance. But moving all of your Steam game assets or something like that, if that is possible, because there is obviously a reason why something basically happened and went through. Then they decided to drop the whole Steam Act, but basically trading all Steam assets or game assets into tokens seems very big. Is this what I would call a vaporware product? There's no GitHub here, so there's no team page, so is this a real product, or is it just all smokes and mirrors? Remains to be seen, but let's see how it goes, and something to keep eyes on. And then we have our final project. I did an individual video on this, which is called Swap. This is on Waves, and basically any yield, any liquidity that you provide into the swap ecosystem will be getting you swap. So it doesn't matter any pairings, any shitcoin you provide, you will be getting swap basically by doing so. So that's another one that you might want to participate on. There's a flat fee on trading on the Waves economy, so it's like 0.05% or something between those lines. And I want to partake and kind of like end this video on an image that I did. Let me show it to you guys. I should have showed this earlier, but here are some yield farming solutions, like a chart that I did. I'm going to update a version 2 here, but here are the ways you could save a lot more money by going into a lot of these other staking and swapping websites by moving away from Ethereum because the congestion is too high. And I'm looking forward to updating this list, and you can find it on Twitter, and I also post it on my YouTube's community tab. But I'm not going to spend any time of your time, and I will be moving into other videos and projects which I'm working on right now. So expect a lot of videos in the upcoming week, a lot of things going on. If there's a time you want to be very active on the crypto scene, now is the time. do everything you can, everything to accumulate, and most of the coins will bump even if it doesn't make any sense. So just make profits all the time. Move something to stable coins and put them into yield aggregators and yield interest CeFi sites or exchanges. And this is how you accrue money without having lower risk on the market crashing on us, which I do believe is going to be ending on summer. But you never know what's going to be happening. So we may see early death. Who knows? Anything can happen. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys next time. See you soon.